free. And welcome to Christ.coffee.crafts if you are new, and welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. And if you are not subscribed and you like Bible journaling, hand lettering, or you are a teen Christian girl, then go ahead and subscribe down below. But today's video is going to be pretty good, and it's just gonna be a little bit of a life update on like what I'm studying and an update on some channel content. So let's get it. Let's just start with like channel updates and kind of that part of it before we get into these spiritual updates. I'm scooting back on my bed. Okay, so for channel updates, I said there's gonna be a part 3 for the Romans study video series playlist thing that I did a couple of weeks ago. And there still is going to be a part 3. There's going to be a shout out for the first person who let me know they watched that video as well. In the part 3 video, I finished studying Romans 8 section 2. So I can like upload that video on it now. And that's basically the main part for that. But I also just wanted to share what I've been learning from that study, because I've learned some neat things, and it's been an interesting adventure, we'll say, on just how I got through that second section of Romans 8. So completing Romans 8 section 2, I've not finished all of section 8. I still have like, I don't know, it's the last part. I don't remember what verses it is exactly right now. But I read the present suffering and future glory part Romans. And I finished that part, which was Romans 8:18 through 30. So that is what I've been working on for a little while now. And it's taken a little while because some things, well, first of all, life has just been crazy busy lately, and there's been a lot going on. So my study time has, sadly, I've not had as much time to study and stuff, which is really sad, and I want to get that fixed. But just because of some of those things going on, it's been harder to study more and all that. Another reason it's been harder to study is I was recording myself studying this for you guys. And I've decided that I am not going to do that anymore because it's distracting while I'm studying. I love like watching the time lapse of people study and stuff. So I will do time lapse of art and taking notes maybe and different things like that, but not for my study time, my quiet time with God, because it was too distracting. It was like, oh, is my head getting in the camera? Oh, is this straight? Can you see the whole page? You know, all these things that I was constantly aware of that I don't want to have to worry about when I'm studying God's Word. So I will not be doing any of that anymore, and I really hope y'all understand, and that I hope that's not a problem for y'all. So that is where I'm at with the whole recording and studying thing. It's just not going to work out for me. I cannot focus enough on what I'm studying, and I'm too afraid of the camera falling or all the things. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. And then I wanted to share what I've been learning through this time of... Alright, so what I have been learning... Romans 8:18 through 30. So, in case you wanted to see, like, this is all in the video part 3, which will hopefully be coming out the same day I'm recording this, but it's all this section right here. So there was a lot, Romans 8 is great. If you were wondering, like, well, if you're a believer and you have no idea what to study, study Romans 8. It's so packed with all this good stuff. And at school, we're actually reading through the book of Philippians, and so much of it has tied together. And I'm like raising my hand like, oh, in Romans 8, I just read about this, and this is the same as this verse in Philippians or whatever. So it's so cool seeing all those pieces go together throughout the study. And if you haven't noticed the time gap between the part 1 and part 2 and the part 3 video, it's been a long time. And like I said before, that's just because a bunch of busyness going on in life. And it's really sucked to not be studying as much, and that makes me sad. But I've learned so much because I haven't been studying as much, if that makes sense. So to explain that a little bit more, that kind of probably sounds confusing. But there's been certain things where I'm like, this is what I needed right now, like today. If I would have finished my Romans 3 section 2 study 3 weeks ago, like I wish I could have, or whatever, reading at the right pace, I wouldn't have not gotten to read that today and have that affect my life that very day when I so needed it. And yes, I may have like remembered it, but still just diving deep into that is what really made it more special and more unique and more of something that really felt like God was talking to me today through his word. If that makes any sense at all. That was a little scatterminded, but it's okay. Hopefully y'all understand that. If you don't, comment down below and I'll like try to post another video re-explaining that, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, so I'm just gonna read Romans 8:18 through 30 to you guys, and then I'm going to go through a couple of like the big things that stood out to me. So I'm gonna read it all the way through once, and then I'm gonna read it through again. I'm gonna point out to y'all the biggest things that stood out to me. So it says, I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. For creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed. For the creation was subjected to frustration, not by its own choice, but by the will of the one who subjected it, in hope that the creation itself will be liberated from its bondage to decay and brought into the freedom and glory of the children of God. We know that the whole creation has been groaning as in the pains of childbirth right up to the present time. Not only so, but we ourselves who have the first fruits of the Spirit groan inwardly as we wait eagerly for our adoption to sonship, the redemption of our bodies. For in this hope we are saved. But hope that is not seen is no hope at all. Who hopes for what they have already seen? I don't like holding my Bible like that. I don't know why I was saying that. Who hopes for what they already have? But if we hope for what we do not yet have, we wait for it patiently. In the same way that the Spirit helps us in our weakness. We do not know what we ought to pray, but the Spirit himself intercedes for us through wordless groans, and He who searches our hearts knows the mind of the Spirit, because the Spirit intercedes for God's people in accordance with the will of God. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. For those God foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brothers and sisters. And those he predestined, he also called. Those he called, he justified. And those he justified, he glorified. So, that's a lot of info right there. But it's great. If you need to read through that yourself, it's Romans 8:18 through 30. And I read the NIV version. Can't remember what version my Bible was. I read the NIV. Hey guys, so I was editing that video and it ended up being too long for what my time limit allows on YouTube. So the rest of it is finished in a part 2 that I will include in the playlist. And yeah, so just make sure you watch that too. Bye. Don't forget to go watch part 2.